Hey guys, how's it going today? Today I'm gonna make a video, and it's a bit of like a story time video, if you will. A lot of people ask me, why do I run ladder bars? Okay, and this is a true story, and this goes back to about 1979, 1980, 81, somewhere in that time frame. I can't remember exactly. Back then I had a 71 Chevelle Super Sport. At the time I was in the middle of restoring it, and my best friend at the time, his name was Jack, and he had a 72 Monte Carlo, and he was into the whole car thing, but he didn't know as much as I or some of the other guys did, and he was hot-headed and short-tempered, and he didn't want to hear it. He was all about the sound and the looks, and he didn't care much about safety or putting together a car that's gonna stay together, let's say. So anyway, this 72 Monte Carlo, he had it jacked up, in the back. He had N50s on it. Big fat tires, back lifted up. He had a real hot motor out of a French Chevelle that got wrecked. He bought the motor, we put it in. We also built a killer Turbo 400 tranny for him. And the rear that he had in it was a 456 geared rear end, okay? And I'll tell you, that was a fast car. For as big as that Monte Carlo was, that car got up and went. I'll tell you that. It was painted green, like a forest green. It was really, really nice looking car. Kragers on it, like I said, had the skinny fronts, a big N50s in the back. And he liked to show off, boy. I tell you, doing whole shots and speeding around, going crazy. We all did, but well, his trouble started off with wheel hop, okay? First thing that happened was he was running headers with about 2 foot of pipe and mufflers, and that was it. He didn't have it out the back. It was just this little setup with headers and mufflers. So every time he got into a wheel hop, it started off, he'd be driving down the road and boom, the mufflers would be falling off. We have to stop, run down the highway, pick up the muffler, throw it in the trunk, go home, put it back on. I couldn't tell you how many times that happened. That's bad enough. Then he, again, with the bad wheel hop, he actually had one of the coil springs fall out of the car after this wheel hop, and the car was sagging on the side. He had to limp home. He burnt up one of his good tires in the process because it was rubbing on the quarter panel. Okay. So, like I said, he had this lifted up in the back with the big N50s on it. And I don't know if he had air shocks in there, giving it the lifting up, but I know he had these coil spring extenders. It was like, he had like a spacer underneath the coil spring, to get the lift that he wanted and the clearance for the tires. Like I said, this looked really badass. It wasn't stupid looking. It was a nice looking stance and everything. But every time he'd get into this wheel hop, because he's running a posse, either a muffler would fall off, the coil spring would fall out, and this was going on for a while. And I kept telling him, Jack, you got to get a set of ladder bars on there. Something's going to happen. You're going to keep damaging things. You're going to break this, break that. And he didn't want to hear it. So anyway, time went on, and this one particular time, he picked me and my girlfriend up, and we were going to head down the shore. And we're coming down, you know, on one of the main roads of my town, and we're going to get onto the highway. Just as we're about to get onto the highway, I hear a crack, then I hear a boom! Huge, loud, like explosion. Next thing you know, we're sliding down the on-ramp on the gas tank, out of control, spinning around. We slid up on the middle island with the gas tank, you know, up on the grass, and the front tires were on the pavement. Come to a stop, and here comes the rear end bouncing down in front of us down the road. We almost got killed, and it's a miracle nobody else got hurt with that rear end bouncing down a highway. So anyway, we get a tow truck or flatbed, pick the car up, pick up the rear or whatever other assorted pieces, and we drop it off at my buddy's house. That was around noontime. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we had it all back together, cars running, okay? That's how we were back then, how we could get things done so quick, and being healthy and having some help and all that. Boy, I miss that. But anyway, after that whole episode, you think he would have learned, you know, hey man, I need some ladder bars. But still he wouldn't listen. Nope. So one more thing happened to good old Jack. He was out with another friend of mine. This time I wasn't there, thank goodness. He was showing off as usual, doing a burnout. Got into the whole into the wheel hop. Boom, 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 boom. This time, whoa, I'm losing my camera here. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Anyway, this time he actually cracked the housing of the transmission, where the transmission bolts to the engine, about 3 inches back. He cracked the entire casing around the transmission, and the tranny fell down like this with the motor. Somehow he managed to, he broke the crank in it, he broke the tranny. The Krager actually broke the actual rim. It was the tire and rim, the ring came off, and the star part of the Krager was still bolted onto the, you know, onto the rear. It had so much torque and power, and it's hopping. He broke, like I said, he wiped the car out, cracked the rim, cracked the tranny, ruined the motor, had to get towed back to his house, and needless to say, that was the last day he ever drove that car. He didn't want to put the time or the money or the effort into doing it the right way. And all along I told him, all you need is a set of ladder bars. He wouldn't listen. So, anyway, that was the end of old Jack's car. Mine got done, a few months later, and you can rest assured I had my ladder bars on, because I've had instances with that wheel hop. And I never ever had a problem with ladder bars. I've run them for years. A lot of people say, oh yeah, they're outdated, and they bind up the rear as far as the suspension travel, which is true. It does give you a firm, hard ride in the back. But I'll tell you what, there's no wheel hop, there's no broken parts, and there's no coil springs falling off. You're not going to lose your rear end, and nothing's going to fall off. It holds everything in place tight. They do work well. They look cool. And I just feel safer with him in the car, you know? So that's why I use ladder bars, okay? So anyway, just a quick story about my old friend Jack, who didn't want to listen, and he ruined his car. Wound up piecing it out. I might have bought a few parts off him. I can't remember. I think I bought the motor and sold it. Who knows? Long time ago. But boy, what a nice car, and he ruined it. One thing after the other. Boom, 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 crack, boom, crack, bang, boom. We almost got killed in the damn thing. I'm telling you, if you're going to run a Posi 12 bolt with some power under the hood, you better have, you know, a tight setup on the ass end of the car. However you choose to do it, that's your pick. But ladder bars, I think, are the best way to go. They grab the axle, they tie it to the control arms in 2 spots. Yeah, you do have to give up a bit of the ride because it's going to be stiffer, but I mean, how often are you going to take a car like mine and go, you know, on some kind of a road course? You know, it's a straight line, get up and go car. That's what it's meant for, and that's what I use it for. And that's it, you know. So anyway, just a story you thought you guys might want to hear. It's really hot and humid out there. I really don't feel like going out and messing around in the heat out there with the car. I do have some more stuff to show you. I did the brakes. I got more things going on, and you'll see. But anyway, that's it for today. Let me download this. It's going to take forever because this is a long one. All right, guys. You have a good day. Take care. See you soon.